So I got a new client. He wants this design left chest on the shirt embroidered on these expensive Zara shirts, and I don't want to mess these things up. And in between, and he wants it 3 inches big on the left chest, and in between the 2 inches it has quality tax services. Now if you do embroidery and if you digitize, you know that quality tax services, the whole design is going to be 3 inches, and you want quality tax services in the middle of this design. That can't fit, or you know, you'd have to be like a super I don't think it could fit. It won't be legible enough to put all those letters, quality tax services. The whole design is 3 inches, so that means quality tax services has to be like a ½ inch for all those letters. It's virtually impossible. So what I'm gonna do is, you got to get creative when people want stuff. So we're gonna do like an applique with a white background in the middle where quality tax services is supposed to be, but I'm gonna applique white polyester satin, and then we're going to sublimate onto it, sublimate the letters onto it, and turn the whole entire patch. It's gonna be white polyester thread, and we're gonna sublimate on top of it. So we'll see how that turns out. This is gonna be the test stitch, so let's jump into the video.
Boom, wait a minute, just like that. Boom, 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 just like that. A-Dubb Productions, just like that. Like, comment, subscribe, just like that. Boom, wait a minute, just like that. A-Dubb, you ready? Wait a minute.
So this is our design, guys, that we've digitized right here. I want you to, let me select the artwork real fast so you can see what we're looking at. Actually, you can't really see it. Oh, there it is right here. So this is the artwork that we've created, and the point is to we want to get this right here, and we want to sublimate it on top of this white polyester. Right, it's going to be white polyester thread. So I had to make the little edges the way they go. Like you see these jagged edges right here. I mean, not jagged, but the way it curves a little bit. I made it like that so that this image, when we go to press it on top, it sublimates good, right? And this was the reason right here. If you look at this whole image, the person wanted it. Let me, my selection tool. We're in Chroma Luxe, by the way. If you're interested in Chroma Luxe, use my Ricoma shop link in the description below. If you would right here, when I click on it, you see this design is only, if you look right here, when I click on it, right, you're gonna see the design is only 3.10 inches tall. So 3.10 inches tall. If I put quality tax services in the middle to embroider, it's gonna look a hot mess. Like, if the whole design is 3.10 inches tall and not even 3 inches wide, then how small is quality tax service going to be? That's going to be like a half inch of all those letters. That's not going to work, right? So I just wanted you guys to look at the design that we created in Chroma Luxe and look at the breakdown of it. So right here we have a run stitch, right? And then another run stitch. For those who don't know what a run stitch is, it's like a single stitch. Here's a representation of what it is right here. So this run stitch is going to be our placement stitch right here, this first one, and then the second one, which is identical to the first one, is going to be our tack down stitch. So we're going to do a run stitch to show where we're going to put our fabric down, right? Then we're going to place our fabric down on top of it after that, because we're going to have after the run stitch, we're going to make the machine do a frame out. So it'll stop and frame out after the stitch is done. Put our fabric on top. Then it's going to do the tack down stitch, right? We'll frame back in. We'll do a tack down stitch, and then it'll frame out again. Then we'll cut the material off, the excess material off. Then we'll frame back in. Then it will do the tatami stitch, or this is an embossed tatami with a specific type of pattern that we have, 141. Look at all the different patterns available in Chroma Luxe, all the different patterns that you can do. Let's click on some so you guys can see. Let's click on this one right here and press apply, and you guys see the pattern change right here. And let's find another one. Let's do this wavy one right here. Let's see what this looks like. All right, see? So we got a bunch of different patterns to choose from on Chroma Luxe. You have over 299 patterns to choose from on Chroma Luxe. All right, so yeah, and we have pattern 141. Let's see if we could type that in. We can't type that in, so let's go back to 141. All right, so yeah, we got different types of patterns that we can use, and the reason why I put the pattern down is because we can't, I wanted to kind of like mimic these little spots right here by using a pattern, and then when you sublimate on top of it, then you get the actual thing, right? And then last but not least, after that, we have our steel stitch, which is a satin stitch that's going around the inside, creating a border, and then another steel stitch around the outside, creating that border. Chroma Luxe. All right, so that's the design in a nutshell, guys.
So here's our design. We got everything pretty much laid out. I've done my trace already, and I already assigned the colors right here. We got number 2, which is black, and then an F to frame out. Number 2 again for the, this is going to be the tack down stitch, number 2. Then it's going to frame out. Then I'm going to put the satin stitch on top of it. After that, it's going to frame out again. Then I'm going to trim it. Then it's going to do number 1, which is the white for the fill, and then it's going to come back and do a number 2, which is the border around the whole entire thing. So we'll see how the test thing goes. All right, so here it is. I did the positioning already and already traced it, so we're good to go. All I gotta do now is press start. Here we go. So it's supposed to do the placement stitch and then frame out. See how small this is? Yep, and it missed. Alright, so that's cool. Placement stitch, frame out. Now I'm gonna add the applique fabric on top of that. See, tiny little applique piece. Don't need much, just put it on top of that. I'm gonna press the frame in button on the screen here. Let me show you guys. Frame back in button right here. It's gonna frame in. Alright, let me see. Frame out, frame in. Alright, and then it's gonna start embroidering again. Alright. Make sure it's down where it's supposed to be. It appears that it's not. This is interesting. Okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Alright, there you go. Move back into place. Alright, just tack down stitch. Then it's going to frame back out again. Alright. Now I'm going to trim all the excess right here. I'm going to take the hoop out and trim the excess. So I've went ahead and I've trimmed the excess. I'm sorry. I know some of you guys you get triggered when I say access instead of excess. Some of you guys are more concerned with my English than you are my instruction. Frame back in right here. Then we're just going to press start and let it keep on continue. Now it's going to put down the whole outside stitch, and then it's going to do the this is a fancy tatami stitch that I told you guys that I created in Chroma Luxe. It's going to lay down that, and then it's going to lay down the border of this design, and then I got to create the sublimation that I'm going to sublimate on top of it. So yeah, we'll see how this turns out. Fingers crossed. I think it's going to go good, but I don't know. We'll see. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now and hit the post notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload new videos like this or like the many other videos that I like to do. Or make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. I mean, also make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button on this video if you are enjoying what you see. And if you want to see me do more creative videos like this, where I have some kind of odd or complicated designs and I figure out ways to deliver something to the customer exactly what they wanted, or something a little bit different that might be even better. This is like a mixed media type thing. I got some ideas in my head of things, of random things, general things that I want to do. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Hit that thumbs up button. That'll let me know. leave a comment down below. That'll let me know. All right, subscribe. Let's go. Guys, special announcement. Listen up. Made to Hustle has been moved to June 25th and 26th. Made to Hustle, the People's Conference, has been moved to June 25th and 26th. Book your tickets now. It's still going down, but because of gas prices and things and what's going on, we want to kind of push it back a little bit, and hopefully by then things can ease down. So make sure you guys book your tickets. Now you got enough time to get ready. Made to Hustle, June 25th and 26th. Rich Khan from Hustle Ninjas, Stan Banks from T-Shirt Side Hustle, and Alan Wade, A-Dubb Productions, teaching you guys inside exclusive tips and tricks of the industry. And we're going to have some vendors there too, so stay tuned for those vendor announcements. Made to Hustle, June 25th and 26th, rescheduled. For some people, it might be kind of hard to see the vision. Others can get it right away, but the way I created that tatami stitch is going to really kind of recreate the dots of the design, because digitizing all those dots, it just wouldn't look the same, and it would just take entirely too long. So sometimes you gotta, I don't want to say cut corners, but you gotta be creative and kind of recreate exactly what the customer wants, and that's what I try to do. That's why people like when I do their stuff. So we're gonna see how this turns out, man. You guys are seeing it come together right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And as always, if you are in the market to buy a Ricoma embroidery machine, this is my Ricoma Em-1010 right here. If you are on a budget, you should get this machine. If you have a little bit of extra money, I strongly encourage you to go ahead and get the MT1501. It's much more smoother, and it's just overall a better machine to get to start your journey on, and it's just a dope machine. Ricoma affiliate link in the description down below. I want you guys to take a look and try to like see the embossed type of stitch that the Chroma Luxe has created for me. It's just one of their built-in internal tatami stitches, if you will, but check it out. It gives it kind of like an effect, like it's kind of like 3D-ish a little bit, but it looks dope. I had to tighten up the tension a little bit. When you start seeing tails a little bit or loose threads embroidering on the specific color, just turn your tension knob a little tiny bit, and now it's embroidering nice and smooth without any tails. At the top part up here, it was a little bit loose, so I tightened it up, and now this part right here is nice and tight. Just a little tip for you guys, all right? And after it's done this whole entire part right here, it's going to lay down the satin stitch, or in Chroma's case, the steel stitches, the borders. It's going to put down a border on the inside and a border around the whole perimeter of the design. Can't wait for you guys to see that. But let me know what you guys think so far in the comments down below. I think I definitely had to use my creativity to figure out how I was going to get this done for the client, because I really wanted him to get something good, something like not just good, something outstanding, something that he would be proud of, because he's starting his tax service, just got a building, and so, well, I don't know if he just got a building, but it seems like the company is kind of new. I'm not sure, or maybe I don't know, maybe it's annually, but I want him to, you know, feel good and represent his company and be proud of his merchandise that he's wearing, his uniform, if you will, right? I want him to be proud of that. So this is my way of doing my part so his business can run nice and smooth. If you feel good and you look good, you're going to perform good, and you're going to be happy to go into work every day, and your business is going to flourish. So here we go, around the perimeter, and then it's going to lay down that satin stitch, or steel stitch, as Chroma calls it. See how that white thread is like hanging out? I'm gonna reach in there with my, there we go, get that out of the way. I'm gonna, don't do as I do. Tuck that, what I do, I tuck it up in there. You gotta be real careful if you're doing something like this. Or you could just trim it. Why don't I just do that? I'm gonna just trim it. Trim it and blow it away. And blow it away. So far we're looking good with the stitch. It's looking excellent. Going around that whole perimeter, I made it nice and thick because what I'm gonna have to do is, after I complete the entire design and sublimate onto it, if it looks good, then I'm going to sew it actually on the garment. I don't actually have to sew it. I could technically hoop the shirt, put a placement stitch on the shirt, line it up, and embroider it on. I could do that. That's an option. So we got options, guys. We got options. So I'm actually very, very satisfied with how this is turning out. A few minor adjustments I have to make that I see that you guys probably don't see, but I'm gonna make those adjustments, and the next one is gonna be even better. But what's important is that I put the sublimation part on, and it is an accurate representation of what the client wants. So we'll see how that works out after this is done. I'm gonna take this thing out, trim the edges. Had to release some tension because the bobbin thread was peeking through around here, so I had to release some of the tension. When I released it, you got a nice black border going around this part. Alright, I corrected it about right here, and then it kind of messed up a little bit more, released some more tension. Then when we got to right here, nice even black edge. So nice little close-up of what we got so far. Let me know what you guys think about that nice stitch pattern. I think it looks really, really good. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. On to the sublimation part. Exported our design using the SG500. Above it we have the SG1010 locked and loaded with ink and ready to go. If you'd like to purchase one, make sure you use my heat transfer warehouse link down in the description below. Let's get our design and get this thing popping. So we went ahead and printed out our sublimation. I should have put 3 of these or 4 of these on this sheet because when I go to do the real one, I'm gonna need it, but I wasted a sheet, but it's okay. So here's our applique design. Our design right here. I didn't cut it out yet, but we're just gonna go ahead and trim this out. And then we gotta carefully place it on top. It's gotta be on point and sublimated on. Of course, we're gonna use heat tape and all that. But as you guys can imagine, you see it's backwards, quality tax services, and it's got to go exactly on top where it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish trimming it out like really, really close, so I can lay it on top of there with some heat tape, and then we're gonna sublimate it on. Got our heat press heating up at 400 degrees for 65 seconds. Let me go ahead and finish trimming this out, guys. We went ahead and trimmed the excess away. We got just the design right here, and to be quite honest, I could just use this color thread to do the inside of this right here, and then only sublimate the quality tax services in here. That's an option. I could do that, but just to see if it works, why don't I just go ahead and try this method. So now all I gotta do really is place this on here and tape it, right? Tape it in an exact spot on the inside, carefully placing it, making sure that quality tax services is on the inside. That's the important part right there. Alright, that's the important part, making sure that that part sublimates onto there and doesn't have any ghosting. In order to do that, it has to press down good, and I'm just not sure if I'm going to get a good enough press down because the border is probably going to have this up. So I'm going to have to press down, apply a lot of pressure on my heat press. And I'm just putting some tape down there to keep it exactly in place where I want it to be. And especially because I have an auto open so it doesn't pop back up after it's done. sublimating doesn't pop back up and mess everything up. So yeah, I think that's about good. You know what I'm saying? Just put a few more down there just to be, you know what I mean, just be anal. You do not, absolutely do not need this much, guys, but you know. So we are ready to sublimate this on. I got my parchment paper at the bottom. I'm gonna put some more parchment paper at the top so that sublimation ink doesn't, you know, travel. And as soon as this heat press is done, done heating up, we're gonna sublimate it. Put my sheet over top of it. We're gonna go ahead and clamp this thing down. In this instance, guys, there is more than one way to skin a cat for this specific design. I'm thinking that I can embroider the entire design minus the borders in one specific color, like a cream, and then I can just sublimate only the text in the middle, or I can embroider it like the way I did and sublimate it. In other words, I can embroider straight directly onto the shirt and I don't have to create a patch like I'm doing right now. But this is just a test, so we got to test it out before we go ahead and press it, do it on the garment. So either way, we still got to test it out. All right, so here we go. Here's the big reveal. Let's see how it came out. All right, I'm not gonna peel it up right away. I don't want to cause any ghosting or anything like that. But we're about to see how it looks. All right, let's see. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. All right, I think it looks good. The quality tax services came out really, really good. And I think he might go with this one, to be honest with you. I like the way how this looks. I like how this came out really, a lot. It came out really good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I think it came out great. Of course, what I'm gonna do for the border right here, when I'm embroidering on the shirt, just to not risk having some bobbin thread peek through, I'm gonna put a stop after it embroiders this part right here. And then I'm going to change to black bobbin, so that way it won't matter if the bobbin is peeking through. That's just a little hack that I do sometimes, just to not risk ruining or not risk any white bobbins peeking through. But I think it came out great. I think it looks great. I think it's going to look even better on the shirt. And I don't even think I need to ask the client and give him a choice of using the cream thread, because this has all those little spots right here that you want. And I think it looks fantastic. Got a chance to send a picture of the design to the client and he absolutely loved it. Gonna do a color change, order a custom color thread for a different rendition that he wants. Gonna embroider that specific one on one shirt, directly on the shirt I'm gonna embroider on, and then I'm going to sublimate the design on top of it, just like I did, except I planned on making patches and cutting them out and then sewing them on, but I think I could just embroider it right on the shirt. He wants embroidery, so that's embroidery. Either way, even if you sew it on, it's still embroidery, but I'm going to sew it directly to the shirt, and then we're going to sublimate it on to the garment using the heat press, obviously. So just a little trying to get you guys' wheels turning on different ways you can offer clients solutions, because sometimes you're going to run into trouble, right? Sometimes if you're embroidering, the client is going to want the text too small. What do you do in those cases? You turn down that work, or you give them an alternative, right? You show them what you can do, and you utilize your tools, and it's important to have all this stuff. So if you're in the market for SG500 or SG1010, always got to have a sublimation printer on deck. Always got to have a silhouette cameo on deck. Always got to have an embroidery machine on deck, and something that you can print on, like a DTG printer or even a white toner printer on deck, guys. Once you got all those machines, you have no reason to tell them no, because you can pretty much do anything. So thank you so much for watching. Alan Wade back again with another one. Don't forget to visit the merch store, AlanAwade.com, to buy yourself some channel merch and help support the channel. And don't forget to visit adubbproductions.com if you'd like to schedule a consultation, a one-on-one consultation, FaceTime consultation with me to help you operate your machinery. If you are, want to jumpstart and get your business going real fast, adubbproductions.com. Schedule your consultation with me today. Guys, I'm going to talk to you on the next video. It's your boy. Peace.
Turn up that
break it up. Why listen to the rest when you're rocking with the best, baby? This way,